Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. My first forum was on Monday and it was snowing. And today it looks like, at least in the morning, it's going to be all right. The sun's out. So I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules. I know we got finals week next week. I'm Dennis Deno. I serve as a trustee. I'm also chair of the Presidential Search Committee. I'm very honored and humbled to hold both roles. It's great to see everyone here. This is a forum for our MSU students to hear what they want in our next president. We have had, this is our seventh forum, our seven of seven, and I'm really excited to get going with this. We are joined by representatives from the executive search firm of Isaacson Miller. We actually got the A team here from Isaacson Miller. We got Debbie and Joanna, and they are assisting us in recruiting Michigan State University's 22nd president. Before we get started really quick, I want to share a few quick thoughts. First, we want to thank you for your willingness to give your time and attention to this important search. Your commitment to Michigan State University and its future is readily apparent and very much appreciated. We're excited and grateful to work with you to forge a bright green future for our university. As you know, Michigan State University is an exceptional institution, and we should demand an exceptional leader. We look forward to having an inclusive process that provides ample opportunity for input, as well as clear communication as the search progresses. A search of this nature necessitates confidentiality, but we are looking forward to engaging our community in these beginning stages to hear what is important to and on the minds of our Spartan community, especially our Spartan students. And this is our second forum with MSU students. The task of the search committee will be to consider your feedback as we conduct a thoughtful, engaging, and collaborative search. To that end, the purpose of today's session is for us to hear from you. We will hold additional open forums, which will provide, actually, we will not be holding additional forums. This is the last one, so I apologize for that. And with that, let me turn things over to the colleagues from Isaacson Miller, Debbie and Joanna, to quickly cover the ground rules.
Dennis, thanks so much. Hi, everyone. It's great to be here with you. It's our honor to be working on this incredibly monumental search for MSU. So for those of you who are new to this forum, who haven't done one of these with us in the last few weeks, I just want to go over a couple of ground rules for what today's conversation will look like. We're asking that the individuals today really focus their comments around three questions. The first question is, during the next 3 to 5 years, what priorities should the new president set to be successful? The second question is, what are the most important things about MSU that you want the next president to preserve? And the third question is, what background, qualifications, and experiences should the next president possess to be able to be successful in advancing the university mission? In order to allow as many people to speak as possible, which I think given the size of our group today, we should be able to get to everybody. But if your initial comments could be limited to about 2 to 3 minutes, we can always return to you if there's time at the end. The trustees are not here to respond to any questions today. Our group is strictly here to listen. We're taking in information. We want to walk away from this smarter than when we came in. We also want to hear from as many people as possible. So please raise your voice. I really appreciate it. So we have a list of folks who have pre-registered to talk today. We'll call on those people first and give them a chance to speak. After that list after we've walked through that, we will then open it up to others. Please use the raise hand function on the lower right-hand corner of your screen. That'll queue you up, and then we'll just call on you in the order that we see the hands raised. With that said, I'm just looking at the names that are in here, and it looks like Joseph Bolko, you are the first one in here that we have registered to speak. So Joseph.
Yeah, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
I apologize for my camera not being on, but it'll work either way. I'm not like super up on the politics of MSU, but I did have just a few ideas that maybe could help as from the perspective of a student. The first one kind of addresses the first question that you talked about of like what you'd like to, what we would like to see going forward in the next 3 to 5 years. And that's a hard question to answer, but like the first thing that really came to my mind was having clean water for everyone on campus. I live in Brody neighborhood, and that's like hooked up to the city water, I believe. So it's relatively clean, but as a student, I've heard a lot from other students about having to shower with like water that is like brown, or like it comes out of the drinking fountain like that, which I believe maybe like rusty pipes. But I think that water is like such a basic necessity that it's definitely something that should be focused on before we approach any like huge projects. And then secondly, this is like my last idea, and it kind of goes towards the third question about like the president's background should be. And honestly, I don't know if this approach has been taken before, but I don't believe it has. I was thinking that maybe the president like has to have been a Spartan alumni before becoming an MSU president. That way they kind of have a better understanding of the community and what its needs might be if they have spent like their 4 years or however many it took for them to graduate here at MSU. So that's all I have.
Thanks, Joseph.
Yep.
As a non-4-year graduate, I appreciate you including all of those others too.
Oh, yeah, of course, of course.
Next up, I think we have Quinkanya Pengpala. I apologize for the pronunciation. Quinkanya, if you're sharing, you're on mute.
Okay, hi everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, for the three questions, I just suggest for the first, like, I forgot that I write in the 3 box, but I just mentioned about something is like a non-violence policy that's make like a student feel safe and other environment. And I would like to the next president like just carry forward about the academic rigor and under the university, the top ranking in the US and international as well. And also after the top, the ranking of the school sport game, and after this make like a university clean, maintain everything like move forward. And I just mentioned like for the president experience is important, like next president will have like more experience and understanding about what the university will go on in the future. And other the another some policy is make like university in the safety zone, yeah, especially for the just mention about the gun violence or something that makes students feel safety. Thank you.
Thank you. That's it for the folks who signed up, but Katie or Nicole, if you'd like to share, we would certainly love to hear from you. I'm not seeing any hands raised.
Can I ask the 4 students a question if anyone wants to answer?
You sure can. And then we're going to go, Joseph just re-raised his
Oh,
hand.
sorry. Let's go back to Joseph. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask, like, because like no one else had anything to say.
Sure.
I'm here because I believe it was like 2 days ago, my mom was on one of these forums for students. She said that like only like 4 students showed up, which is kind of a very small number given the student population. So I was wondering if in the future there's going to be any more of these that I guess maybe would be, more accessible is not the right word, but I don't know if there's any way to really like get a larger survey of what the students as a whole want, because like I myself, like just what I want is not gonna represent everyone else. So I was just curious about that.
So Joseph, this is the last forum that we have planned. I would also kind of flip this around to you. We have the same question, I think, which is there a better way to engage students? There is going to be a link that we share later where all students can give feedback on the presidential search page. That's certainly open. So we're certainly open to verbal feedback, but we have set up group meetings with sort of smaller groups of student representatives in different capacities across the university. So we've gotten a little bit more feedback there, but if you have ideas for a broader open forum, if somehow in person works better, we would certainly welcome any thoughts that you have to share about how to better engage students. Dennis, I don't know if you have anything to that end.
Yeah, no, I'd love to know that. I mean, we've done two of these at different times. We were trying to be respectful and not do them during finals week. I know our comms team really worked hard to get the word out. It doesn't mean we can't do a better job. I know that anyone can go on the website and submit comments. So yeah, if there's an idea of how we could do this better and how to get student voices, that would be great. Let us know.
I'd like to, I wasn't going for a critique in any sense. And I do appreciate like what you all have done thus far. The idea of having the student representatives speak out, I think is a wonderful idea, but it's a hard question to answer because the students have to take the initiative to go and put in what they think, fill out the forms or go to the meetings. So to me, that's where I see like where the disconnect lies is really in the motivation of the students to come. I would say it's much less you all because this has been accessible to me. Like I found it in my email, and so any student practically could have joined. So I'm about as lost as you all are as well.
Thanks, Joseph. If I can just ask the four people on the four students on this forum here, what is the number one, you don't have to answer this obviously, and if you're not comfortable with it, but what is the number one thing you like the most about MSU? What's the number one thing, if you could change it, what would you want to change at MSU? I'd love to hear what you think. So you love everything at MSU and there's absolutely nothing worth changing. I love it.
No hands yet. All right. So I would flip the conversation then to ask, is there anything we aren't asking about that you want to share? Is there anything, I know that we just had somebody join just now, Titus, I hate to call you out, but I want to let you know that we have a small group this morning, so it's open for broad discussion if you would like to share. Is there anything that we haven't asked you about that you would like to share? Anything about the search that you want to share that you're curious about, or commentary about MSU? Titus, I see your hand raised. Thank you.
So I just want to say that I really appreciate the effort of the search committee and the board in facilitating open conversation like this. One of the things that I think will be really critical in the kind of president that we get next is someone that really understands the landscape of higher education and the place that MSU has in that as a leader on several fronts, and I'll pick a couple. Like many other land-grant universities, we play a very critical role in connecting academia with the rest of society, especially through our outreach and engagement work in extension and in other areas. So we are a major land-grant university, and I'm sure everybody knows that. I think the other piece of the puzzle where MSU is really well known around the world is our status as a world grant institution through our international engagements. In my role at MSU, both as a department chair in the past and my current role as Associate Dean for Research and International Strategic Partnerships, I see a lot of requests from many different parts of the United States leadership asking us to help support the State Department in different engagements in different countries. We also get requests from many other countries that want to partner with us in various areas, and other US universities that look to us to help them formulate what their vision and approach should be to doing international work. So the next president should be somebody that really appreciates the leadership role that MSU has played on those two fronts. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Titus. That's certainly been a common theme, the mission of the Land Grant University, and continuing to see that strengthened and extended and nurtured is going to be key for the next president. All right, we are losing our participants, so I think that we are going to go ahead and wrap this. Does that sound okay, Dennis?
Yeah, that sounds good. Yep. So once again, I really want to thank everyone for being here this morning. Again, I know finals week's coming up, graduation's coming up. This concludes the series of 7 open forums as part of our presidential search process. Additional listening sessions have been conducted or are being scheduled for various stakeholders. And you know, of those 7 forums that we had, 2 of them were directed at our Michigan State students. If there's anyone who's unable to speak or prefer to do so in writing, please submit your written responses to the 3 questions through our dedicated feedback forum. My fellow trustees and I truly value your input and will take your feedback into consideration as the process moves forward. I want to thank Tyler and Jeremy and our entire IT crew for making these forums accessible and easy for at least for me to be on. I really appreciate your time and your dedication to Michigan State and to these forums. Thanks again to everyone for joining this morning. Good luck with finals. And for those of you who may be graduating, best wishes as you move forward.
Thanks so much, Dennis.
Thanks. See ya.
Thank you all.